If you want to make money, if you want to build wealth, if you want to have cash flow, you need to find a property. You don't have anything if you don't have a value add distressed property. Now we're going to start out with the buy, which should apply to anybody, whether you want to flip, wholesale, bird dog, own rental properties, whatever you want to do, you need to know how to buy and get distressed properties under contract. So that's what we're going to talk about. The BRRRRS method stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. But we're going to focus on buy today for this specific video. I'm not worried about editing. I'm not worried about making things look cool and have graphics pop up and B-roll. I'm just trying to teach you and train you as much as I can for free. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I'm doing these teachings all the time now. And this is where I host my podcast as well, the FasterFreedom Show. Look for us on the podcast platforms, but also here on YouTube. So let's go over the buy of the BRRRRS method with the end goal of next video. I'm going to talk about, rehabbing, then renting, then refinancing and systemizing in the future videos. But let's focus on buy right now, especially because this is the most applicable for everyone. All right, so when you buy a property, there are two reasons why you're going to get a value add property. And that's kind of the goal here, is finding a property that's value add. We're going to talk about the reasons why they're value add, and then I'm going to give you some actual sources, give you some actual information, and I'm going to walk through how to actually underwrite the deal very simply so that you know you're getting a good deal. So this is a lot. I'm giving away a lot for free, so hopefully you appreciate that. Hit the like button if you do, and make sure after this video, not right now, check out the description where I'm going to have some more free trainings and things for you. All right, so there are two reasons you're able to get a value add property, and it is a distressed, I know I can't write, you're got to used to a distressed seller and or a distressed property. Those are the reasons you're getting a discount. The market, the general public market, which we're going to talk about the private market here in a minute, but the general public market it's too competitive. There is not enough supply. There are too many people that want properties for you to be able to get something at a value add price. A normal rent ready, retail ready property is not going to be sold at a discount to where you're able to fix it up and make money, or keep it as a rental and cash flow. The price is just too dang high. So in order to get a value add property, there needs to either be a distressed seller and or a distressed property. Now what does that mean? That means you have a seller that's going into foreclosure. That means the seller unfortunately maybe is a hoarder. The seller has, and if you've seen real hoarder houses, and I'm trying to be respectful here, a hoarder house is, and being a true hoarder, it's a mental condition. It's an illness. They can't control it. So that is a distressed seller situation. So, or they're moving and they have to move quick, or pre-foreclosure, tax lien, like something is wrong with the seller. There is a distress in the seller's life, which is why they would potentially sell to you at a discount. And that's probably a decent percentage, but the vast majority of the reason you're able to get a discount, didn't mean to cross out distressed, all good, is it is a distressed house. The seller is a hoarder, and the house is now distressed because of that. So the house is not in livable condition for anybody else besides the owner, so they have to sell at a discount. The house hasn't been updated in a long time. The house won't pass occupancy. There's issues with the foundation, termite damage. A lot of reasons why the house would sell at a discount, because houses that are in retail ready condition don't sell at discounts. So you're going to have to probably, and it's almost always a mixture of the two, but usually always the house is somewhat distressed. So that's the first part of this. Hopefully that makes sense to you to a certain degree. Getting these distressed properties at a discount is key, and they need to be distressed in order to get that value add. So there's the first part of kind of letting you peel back and see the types of properties that you're going to be coming across if you're going to get into the buy of the BRRRRS method, or flip, or wholesale, or honestly anything. And we have students. I have 1,800 students, and I have students that just go find distressed properties. And then they decide to wholesale them if they need cash now. We tell them how to do that. Sometimes they take it down and flip it and make big chunks of cash in 6 months. And sometimes they keep them as rentals because rentals builds wealth. So anyways, that's the kind of what we teach our students. Find the distressed property, and then what do you need? Let's mirror the two. All right, so before I get into how to underwrite the deals, let's talk about ways to find these properties, which I think would be pretty applicable for you. So there are two types of properties you're going to come across. There is on market, and then there is off market. I'm just too impatient to write neat. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? I could write neater and take longer, but I'm like freaking out. You're going to leave the video if it takes me too long to write. So I just write messy, and maybe you're going to leave because I write messy, and maybe you're going to leave because I'm just going down a rabbit hole. Who knows? But all right, so there are two types of property. There's on market and off market. Now, on market properties are the properties that you see on Zillow, on the MLS. They're public type properties that everybody can see just by accessing the internet. Now, the disadvantage to those, and very rarely do we buy an on-market property, is those properties are priced too high because everybody can see them. The minute it gets listed on the MLS, 5,000 agents are getting an email, and their email saying it's listed, and they're shopping it out to their homeowners or their investors, and it's just not going to get a deal. Off market is where we want to focus this conversation and where you need to look if you want to get distressed properties at a good price. There's the main reason it's a simple supply and demand thing. There's not near as much demand because it's off market. The supply is limited, but so is the demand, so you're able to potentially get a deal. Most of our off-market properties we get, it's us and 2 or 3 other people competing as opposed to thousands on market. So off-market is where we want to focus. There's this hidden shadow market, we like to call it, of distressed properties. And the reason to tie this all together, I feel like I'm giving away some heat. If you appreciate the value I'm giving in this video and you have not liked it, please do this. Please do that and share this with a friend. If you have a friend that this will educate them, or you want to get into business with in real estate and you think this would be knowledgeable for them and help you work together, share it with them. It's just that little button over there, I don't know. It's just a button with the arrow. Do it. All right, so off-market properties. Now, if you're able to get a property, the reason it's off-market usually is because it's distressed. That hoarder, God bless their soul, they don't want somebody going into their house because it's a mess and they're probably embarrassed by it. So it's not going to go on market. They're not going to allow an agent to take pictures and shop it and send it places. That's just not going to be a thing, okay? And if it's a house that hasn't been updated in 40 years and it won't pass occupancy, it's livable, but it won't pass occupancy or inspection, and a bank won't lend on it because it's distressed, then that's not going to go on the market, okay? That's not going to be something that's going to be on the market because an agent knows I'm going to get credits and the bank won't fund it, and it's going to have to go to a cash buyer, so they go to their off-market people. So that's the reason why off-market is usually distressed. So trying to kind of tie it all together. Now, before we get into, should I give you all this? Yeah, I guess I will. Screw it. All right. So before we talk about underwriting, a super simple formula, in order to find these off-market properties, so we know they're distressed, we know they're off-market. All right, how do you actually find these off-market properties? Now, there's a few different places I want to send you. The first is wholesalers. Wholesalers should be your number one option. Wholesalers are out finding these distressed properties. Then they take these properties and then they sell them to investors. Now, of course, they mark them up. But a good wholesaler and a good investor meet in the middle, and they find a price point where the wholesaler makes a little bit of money for finding the deal, and then the end buyer has enough meat on the bone to where they're able to have equity to flip it or wholesale it or rent it. Usually rent it or flip it. So wholesaler should be your number 1, 2, 3, and 4 option, okay? The number 1 option to find wholesalers is local meetups, local Facebook groups, and places like that. So wholesalers should definitely be who you should look for. They're super easy to find. Google them, Facebook groups again, meetups and places like that. So wholesalers are going to be where you're going to want to go to find these distressed properties quickly. Real estate agents are number 2. So the benefit of both of these is somebody else does the hard work. The wholesaler finds the property, the agent gets it brought to them, Again, it's that distressed property that they're not going to be able to sell, or the homeowner won't let them sell that on the MLS. So they're going to bring those, handyman fixer-upper specials to you if you know them. So you need to spend time getting to know wholesalers and agents. Yes, it will take you time to do that, but if you do that, you will end up getting more and more deals sent your way. This takes time. This is the free way to do it. Besides your effort, these are the free ways to find deals. Now, if you're willing to speed up that process and spend a little bit of money, here are some paid ways to find deals. So there's my favorite way, which is direct mail. Now, direct mail takes time. It takes buying a list. It takes sending out mailers. It's not cheap, but you will get leads from direct mail. There are sites and sources that you can that you can use, and I can give you free trials for, and my students have access to as well, being inside the community. So direct mail is a huge option that a ton of people are actually going to talk about, and a ton of people actually use. Then a couple more. There's Facebook ads. Facebook ads may scare you, but they're much cheaper than direct mail. They reach way more people, and Facebook Business Manager kind of walks you through how to do it. So super, super simple. I'm going to be coming out with more videos on this in the future. So again, subscribe if this interests you and you want more information about all the stuff I'm talking about. I'm going to be spitting out 2 or 3 videos a week, kind of digging into a lot of this. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this if I did mention that. And then, there's a ton more. These are all, there's over 30 ways to do this, but direct mail, Facebook ads are the main ways to do it. And then you can obviously use the data from direct mail and Facebook ads to text and cold call, or you can hire somebody to do it. So those are kind of your ways to get the, that doesn't look like call, but it's supposed to be, the properties. Okay, now I'm going to do video just on sourcing deals, but this is just the whole buy process. Now, how do you know if it's going to be a good deal or not for this BRRRRS method? You use the max allowable offer formula, MAO, max allowable offer, not MAO. Apparently there was a guy with that name in China, I don't know how long ago, that killed a bunch of landlords. All of my haters online on social media tell me they wish Mao would come back so that I would get, So anyways, there's negative people online. So not that Mao, not the Chinese Mao dictator emperor that beheaded a ton of people. We're talking about the max allowable offer formula, all right? And the formula is ARV times 75% minus repairs, okay? Now, I'm going to break this down, but again, I have videos on this channel that talk about the max allowable offer formula. I'm going to come up with more videos. I'm just going to give you a brief outline now because I know if I stand up here for half an hour, you're not going to be here at the end of it, and I want you to stay till the end. All right, so ARV times 75% minus repairs. ARV stands for after repair value. You get the value of what the property is going to be after it's fixed up. It's not super hard to do. You find comparable house sales. So if you're looking at a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot house that you're looking to buy that's distressed, you find 3 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot houses that have recently sold that are fixed up. That's what the market said they're worth. That's what people paid. Boom, that's your ARV. Now we're going to go into a lot of that in the details of the video coming up in the future. But ARV, so that's you finding 3 comparable house sales that are fixed up condition like yours will be after the repair, ARV. Again, it's kind of an art and a science, but you should be able to come up with it. 75%, all that does is build in a 25% profit margin that allows you to refinance in the refinance step or sell it and make a profit. And then the repairs. So this is going to be all of your physical repairs, your labor, your materials, but also people don't talk about this as much as they should, the cost. You need your cost of money if you're borrowing money built into there. You need your utilities. You need your taxes, insurance. All of the cost that you accrue from buying it to selling it or buying it to refinancing it need to be in this column. Because if you're accurate and conservative with your ARV, you multiply it by 75% and you include all of the actual repairs with some fluff, you won't lose money. Now where you lose money or where the deal doesn't cash flow is if you're wrong on your ARV, you think it's a 320 house, it could maybe sell for 340, so you put 340 in there. No. If you think it's a 320 house, you put 300 in there, you're conservative. And the other thing is when you forget things and don't include everything in the cost section, then you could lose money, because if it's worth not as much as you think and you put more into it, your profit margin shrinks. I think that makes sense. So make sure that you are being very, very intentional and conservative in this section and this section. With practice, you should be fine. So this is the first step of the BRRRRS method, is buying a distressed property. Now, of course, there's more steps that go into just buying. You know, we're going to talk about raising money in other videos and things like this. But in general, if you're going to use the BRRRRS method, you know, finding you know, distressed properties or distressed sellers that are off market through relationships or through paid advertisement using the max allowable offer formula should get you started off on the BRRRRS method on the right foot. But again, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, so when I release part 2, which is the rehab step, and then the rent, then the refinance, then the systemize, and then how to raise money, you get notified when those videos come out. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share it, like it, comment, whatever you think in the comment section. I will personally give you my answer. If you have a question, an opinion, you like these cool pants, whatever you got, throw in the comment section. See you on the next one.